Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Retro Game Hunting here on Player One Start. Today we are finally going to do it. We're going to wrap up this epic Wii U gaming haul that I've been going on over the past few videos here. Just to give you an idea of the time frame, this collecting journey started in September of 2019, and this trip I'm showing you now is from the latter part of November, just before Thanksgiving. Yes, it took me a long time to get all of this footage edited down, so I'm hoping you guys are enjoying them as I have enjoyed collecting these games and showing them to you. So in this video, I do finally make the trip up north, and I visit most of the video rental stores that I can find in my area. There were a couple more that were shutting down, and unfortunately there were a couple that were already shut down, so I couldn't get to them. But for the final journey, how close did I get to getting a complete collection? Well, let's find out. Back in the familiar sight of the video game rental store. One thing I'm truly going to miss going into these stores when this is all over. Anyway, as you can see here, the Xbox 360 offerings in this store are a bit wide and varied. Although not necessarily the titles I am looking for, and at $5 a piece, I'm not quite sure I want to start collecting some of these. It seems like I've collected more 3DS and Wii titles than I have any other system, well, other than the Wii U. But my Xbox 360 collection is actually really lacking as well, as I didn't own one of those for the longest time. Next to their 3DS offerings, there are still a whole bunch of Wii titles here, and again, these are all some of the same titles I've seen in other stores, and again at $5 a piece. Most of these titles do not appeal to me, at least at that price, so I'm going to have to move on from this selection. If I had to pick one system that I own the most games for from this generation, it would probably be the PlayStation 3. This was my main console through that generation, and from 2006 to around 2013 it was probably the only system I had hooked up to my TV. That was also because it was my only way to stream things like Netflix and even play Blu-rays at that time. And speaking of Blu-rays, this is not game related at all, but I was one of the early adopters of 3D. In fact, the first TV I purchased after I graduated college was a 3D television. I got that TV in anticipation of doing some 3D gaming on my PlayStation 3, but actually ended up liking a lot of 3D movies. And yes, even Netflix offered 3D streaming on your PlayStation 3. But when 3D quickly died out, I didn't really have much of an opportunity to buy movies in 3D because they were all so expensive and rare to find. But here, I found a whole bunch of 3D Blu-rays. And at the price of $1.50 a piece, I went ahead and picked up a whole bunch of them. I always try to go for the animated ones, and even the Marvel superhero-style movies, because those always look great in 3D. And when I built my home theater in my basement, my projector is capable of doing 3D, which I still run through my PlayStation 3. But anyway, back to what you came to see, here are the Wii U titles I was able to find. To my recollection, I believe I picked up a majority of these. One of these I had not seen before was Fast and Furious. I also like how Minecraft is still $9.99. I assume that the kids who had this system are still playing that game on that system. I don't know why they would have ever needed 2 copies of Star Fox Guard, but I guess that's just me. Sadly, the games I wanted the most, 3D World and Mario Maker, did not have the original case, so I passed on them. Sadly, most of the other stores I went to, looking for Wii U titles anyway, they had a skimpy selection or they were not for sale. And I have a couple of examples here just to show you that I went to about 6 or 7 more stores and it was almost exactly like this every time. So rather than show me walking into a whole bunch of stores and just looking at games and then walking right back out, I decided to go ahead and summarize that, and instead I'm going to show you the couple of times where I did find some games. Here's something I never would have thought of when entering these video rental stores, that they would be selling the digital copies that comes with each of their movies. I guess it makes sense because they can't rent them, but still kinda neat. I haven't been showing it, but I've also been buying some digital copies as I find them if they're cheaper than they are on iTunes. Alright, but making our way back to the game room here, you can see they have a clearance bin in front where they have all their severely discounted titles, but it looked like it was a lot of movies and not any games. I was kind of surprised to find this in here, but if you look behind there you will see all of the Wii and PlayStation 3 games, and this is the first store where an opportunity hit. If you'll notice, the pricing on these games are 2 for $3 or $1.50 a piece, and I decided to go ahead and pick up some games in this store. The PlayStation 3 offerings had the same price, as well as the Xbox 360. But what's strange is this store actually had the higher pricing on all of their Wii U titles. They did have a big selection of games to look for, so I decided to go through and make sure that I didn't already own any of these games before walking away from them. At this point, I'm just trying to find the games that I don't already have, which the farther I go into this trip, the harder it is to find games I don't already have. So I actually didn't get very many Wii U games from this store, but I did go through and find a whole bunch of Wii games and a whole bunch of Xbox 360 games that may be worth collecting someday, and for $1.50 a piece, I guess I might as well get it now. And rather than show me go through every single game that I ended up picking up, because there was a ton of them, here is the stack of games that I brought up to the counter. And to tell you the truth, this is only a fraction of the total because the cashier is still getting some of the discs, and they have 2 more stacks of games over there, including some PlayStation 3 titles. And yes, I did this 2 more times in the trip, to the point where the backseat of my car was completely filled with games. I know this may just seem like a different angle of that last shot, but you can tell that these are different games because this is a different store. So yes, there may be a couple of duplicates, but again, I do plan on donating those to my local gaming club at the high school. And here is the third stop, and the last one where I found a whole bunch of games here. It looks like my Xbox 360 collection has been going up exponentially, more than my Wii U stuff. Alright, that concludes this trip. We have been through a lot of stores. In fact, I can't even remember how many I've visited, but it was a lot. And before I reveal the Wii U collection and how many games I was able to collect, here were all of the games that I got for the other systems on this trip. Here are most, if not all, of the 3D Blu-rays that I got, all collected at an average price of $1.49 each. And here were some of the other movies that caught my eye when I was out and about. I collected around 80 Wii games with an average price of $1.49 a piece. This is a lot considering I wasn't planning on collecting any Wii games at all in this trip. There were a total of about 60 3DS games with an average price of $5 a piece. This is actually my complete 3DS collection after all of these trips combined. Again, I'll still have to pick up the system. And here are all of the Xbox 360 and PS3 games that I got as well. All told, that's about 100 games between the Xbox 360 and the PS3, at an average price between 75 cents a game and $1.49 a game. And here are the pictures of my Wii U collection, starting in alphabetical order with some randoms thrown in there. The official number of games in my collection has reached 137 games. Taking out some of the duplicates, that brings my collection up to about 130 of the 163 officially licensed released physical games that I am aware of for the Wii U. So roughly speaking, I have about 80% of the North American releases for the Wii U altogether. So, wow, this was an epic 3-month collecting journey for the Wii U. However, it does have to come to a close. As you can tell, I have run out of funding to do this project. I do want to note that the main reason why I was able to collect all of these games for these systems is the fact that I was able to buy some duplicates and sell them on eBay. And if you are interested in seeing a final video where I go through my 3DS collection, my Wii U collection, and even my Wii collection of all the games that I found, and yeah, I think there were some Xbox 360 titles and things like that. If you want me to go through all those games in a separate video, please let me know and I'll go ahead and get to work on that so you all can see that as well. That said, that does wrap up this epic gaming haul. Remember, if you like what you see, please give this video a thumbs up. Also, remember to leave a comment below. Let me know what you liked about today's video. Let me know what you'd like to see in the future. As always, I want to thank you all so much for watching, and stay tuned because I have more content coming. I'll see you all in the next one. If you like this video and you'd like to help out with future projects on this channel, please consider supporting me on Patreon. Also, if you enjoy the content of this channel, please remember to click on this subscribe button. Again, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time.